In this tutorial, you will learn how to form the genitive case in Russian. First, let's talk about what cases and the inflection of the nouns are. Inflection of the nouns in different cases means that the nouns change their form depending on their role in the sentence. Although in English you do not have a case system, you still have inflection. The example in English would be the personal pronouns I, he, she, we, and they. For example, in the sentence, he likes to talk, he is the subject of the sentence. And in the sentence, I like talking with him, he is not the subject of the sentence anymore, so it changes its form to him. In the sentence, he likes talking with me, he is the subject again, so it doesn't change. But this time we have to use me instead of I, because I is not the subject of the sentence anymore. There are 6 cases in Russian: nominative, genitive, accusative, prepositional, dative, and instrumental. You're already familiar with one case, nominative, because it is the case for the default or the unchanged form of the word. Only the subject of a sentence is used in nominative. Other nouns will be in other cases. Just to remind you, the subject of a sentence is who or what performs the main action. You already know a lot of words in nominative. For example, я, студент, сумка, метро, музей, театр, утро. In genitive, they will all change their form. For now, you don't know how it will change, but by the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to provide the genitive forms for these and other nouns in Russian. First, let's review the gender endings in nominative. The word Moskva ends in a, so it's feminine. Ресторан ends in a consonant n, so it's masculine. Утро, which means morning, ends in o, and it's neuter. Музей ends in a consonant и краткое, it's masculine. Станция ends in ya, so it's feminine. And море, which in English means sea, for example, Black Sea or Mediterranean Sea, ends in ye, and it's neuter. So let's review the endings in the nominative case. Masculine nouns end in a consonant or a soft consonant и краткое. Feminine nouns end in a or ya, and neuter nouns end in o or ye. These are nominative endings. Now you might be confused why we separate the consonant и краткое from other consonants in masculine. It is because unlike any other consonant, the consonant и краткое can disappear when the form of the word changes. Let's take a look. If a word is masculine and it ends in a consonant other than и краткое, in genitive we add the letter a. If the word ends in и краткое, we drop и краткое and replace it with я. For feminine, if the word ends in a, we drop a and replace it with y. Ya gets dropped and replaced with e. The neuter nouns are the same as in masculine, so when we drop o, we replace it with a, and when we drop ye, we replace it with ya. Now let's see how it works with the actual words. The word ресторан ends in a consonant, so we need to add the letter a to form the genitive form, ресторана. The word музей ends in a consonant и краткое, which can be dropped. Once we drop it and add я, we'll have музея. Москва will change to Москвы, and станция will change to станции. Утро will change to утра, and море will change to моря. Now let's practice. You will see a list of names in nominative. Come up with the genitive forms for these names. Here is a chart with the endings as a reminder. You have 3 seconds to come up with an answer. Anna. Анны. Мария. Марии. Тамара. Тамары. Иван. Ивана. Коля. Коли. Володя. Володи. Максим. Максима. Таня. Тани. Know that the names Коля and Володя are male names, but because they end in ya and ya needs to be replaced with e, that's what we will have in genitive. With the case inflections, sometimes the actual endings are more important than the gender of the noun. There is one important rule that we need to remember for the genitive case. It's called the 7-letter rule. According to this rule, after consonants g, k, j, sh, sh, h, and ch, we can never write the letter u. If for the word inflections we need to do it, we have to replace it with the vowel e. Now let's go back to our previous examples. If you look at the genitive case endings, you will see that there is only one situation when we need to apply the 7-letter rule. It's when a feminine noun ends in a in nominative, it needs to be replaced with u in the genitive case. When we had the word Moskva as an example, we did not need the 7-letter rule because once we drop a in the word Moskva, the consonant right before it is v, which is not the part of the 7-letter rule. However, let's take the words Sumka and Sasha as examples. Once we drop the ending a here, we see that the preceding consonants k and sh are part of the 7-letter rule. According to the rule, we cannot add u here, so we need to replace it with e. Now we have Sumki, Sashi. Here is a short phrase that might help you remember the letters in the 7-letter rule. Here is a giant chicken. Imagine that green, horrified cats shot the giant chicken, and it all happened in Chicago. Green, horrified cats shot a giant chicken in Chicago. The first sounds of the English words in this phrase will remind you about the letters in Russian that belong to the 7-letter rule. We have just learned how nouns change their form in the genitive case. Now let's take a look at the personal pronouns я and вы. In genitive, they change to меня and вас. We will learn more pronouns later in this course. The Russian case system is difficult, but there is a group of words that never change their form no matter what role they play in a sentence. Some words that are borrowed from the other languages never change. For example, кофе, бюро, такси, метро. Now that you know how words change in the genitive case, you'll be able to figure out the answers to our previous task. The words will disappear and then appear again one by one. You will have 3 seconds to provide their forms in the genitive case. After that, I will show and say the correct answer. Let's start. Я. Меня. Студент. Студента. Сумки. And here we applied the 7-letter rule. Метро. Метро. It never changes because it's a borrowed word. Музей. музея. Театр. Театра. Утро. Утро. Thank you for your attention.